Celtics game highlight is presented by T-Mobile.
Smart, back to Brown. He'll take it, make it.
Great ball fake by Jaylen Brown.
Brown, second time he's just taking a rebound, going coast to coast with it, and has a chance for a three-point play. That's a confident play right there. And they do to Forbes. Wow. Murray gives it up. Oh, good block. It's the wrong guy to send it to. Williams for two. It's any distance. Smart. Whoa, behind the back. Gets two.
As Spurs dropped into another zone defense.
8 on the clock. Corner three. Goes. Vassell knocking it down. 58-54, 4-point game.
On the season, they get contributions from everywhere.
Tatum wide open. Tracked down by Smart, gets it back in. Brown will try. That one goes down.
Marcus Smart won't get the assist on that play.
Circles the wagons. Nothing doing. Murray passes up the shot from the corner. White knocks it down.
You've got to stay with San Antonio. It's not getting anything easy here. Everything they're putting up right now is contested.
Pretty quick, too. To the corner. Oh, strong baseline move.
A great finish by Bates Diop, but
Tatum for two. And San Antonio will take a timeout. Just under 8 to go in the game.
Williams, just a acrobatic shot from Keldon Johnson.
Shooter in traffic, takes the bump. Brown to the bucket. Murray now with 8 on the shot clock. In traffic. Yes.
Top shot by DeJounte Murray. Two defenders draped all over.
Schroeder. Taken to the basket and getting two.
Nice drive by Dennis Schroeder.
Great play, jump ball. Brown, a terrific hustle play. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brown to the basket. No! Wow, that's it.
T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
The Celtics post-game live presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford trucks. Chris Forsberg, Amina Smith here with you. And the Celtics lose a heartbreaker to the Spurs, 99-97. And Forsberg, a close game all the way through. And we'll dive deeper into it. However, your initial takeaway.
I just can't believe the ways this team finds to lose games. And like, it's not for the lack of trying. I mean, I would love to see better offense down the stretch. But you steal the inbounds, you have the chance at a layup. Like, Jaylen Brown makes that shot 99 times out of 100, 98 times out of 100. And it just feels like everything the Celtics do breaks against them lately, and I can't explain it, but, you know, it's aggravating. You had full health tonight, and this was your chance to sort of show what you could be, and yet the same bad habits of faltering late, and it's not going to inspire confidence in this team.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at that fourth quarter. The Celtics not able to tie it up in the fourth quarter at all. DeJounte Murray, he put the Spurs up 99-95. The Celtics trailing after this shot right here. And Dennis Schroeder tries to get something done, drives to the basket, gives the Celtics two. Now it's 99-97, and you're thinking, hey, maybe there's a chance that the Celtics could walk away with the win. But Marcus Smart, this right here, a chance to tie the game, and not exactly what happens for the Celtics.
And then this.
Then this.
How do they not get this ball?
I I know, trust me. I was screaming at the TV inside of the studio. A lot going on. They lose the jump ball.
What? Rob has his paw on it. And
Jason Tatum and Rob Williams. They had hands on the ball right there. And then you see the Spurs, they inbound, and then this is where it really turned into a heartbreaker.
Oh, my
Jaylen
goodness.
Brown with the steal, driving to the basket. You think he's going to get it done, and it doesn't go in. It does not go in, Chris Forsberg. I stood in here and I screamed so loudly at the TV because honestly, my heart was broken. I was like, okay, this is a game that they should win. That last play, how did it all fall apart?
I fell out of my chair, so I can't even tell you what was happening. So, I mean, Jaylen just blows the layup, and I get it. He was in traffic. It's a tough situation. You're thinking about the clock. You have Rob coming in behind him who doesn't want to get offensive interference, so he doesn't try for the tip immediately. You got Marcus crashing like he normally does, and you're still not able to find a way to get that ball in there. But, I mean, again, I go through it. You could run that sequence 100 times. Jaylen Brown's going to make that layup every time, but maybe that one time. And it's just the story of the Celtics season is that for whatever reason, late in these games, they haven't been able to put it together. That's why the other night seemed like such an outlier, going out there and coming back from 14 down with 4:20 to play. But the offense bogged down so much in this game. I don't love the mix of talent out there. I don't know if Dave Schroeder is the right play in crunch time situations. And yet I understand it, too, because you're looking for, like, some sort of offensive jolt for a team that didn't have it going all night long. But then, you know, DeJounte Murray hunting mismatches and taking advantage of size. And so just so many times that they've had opportunities like this, and yet now the record drops even lower, below 500.
And you could tell that Jaylen Brown was crushed when he did not make that shot. All right, let's bring in Chris Mannix, who's live inside of TD Garden. And Mannix, a close game all the way through. What did you see out there on the court?
Well, I think the biggest problem was not the finish of the game, but the totality of the second half. In the first half, the Celtics had 12 assists. The ball was moving pretty crisply around, and guys were getting open looks. If you watch that second half, and specifically the fourth quarter, it was just a lot of isolation. 7 assists overall for the Celtics in the second half. Every time you looked up, it was Jason Tatum trying to go one-on-one. Dennis Schroeder trying to go one-on-one. Jaylen Brown trying to go one-on-one. The Spurs statistically are not a great defensive team, but they are a very disciplined defensive team with some very versatile wing defenders. So if you try to attack them just going one-on-one, they're going to win a lot of those matchups. So I think the ball movement is where the Celtics ran afoul tonight.
Mannix, it looked like Jaylen Brown was going to tie this game up, and we would go into overtime. He makes the steal, drives to the basket, and just cannot get it done. What did you see out there when it came to that final play?
I mean, back-to-back excellent defensive possessions for the Celtics on that inbound pass. Jaylen Brown just collected that ball, tossed in just right into his hands, and he got a good look. He attacked the basket. He got his body in front of DeJounte Murray. He had the look at the rim, just not enough to get it over the top of that rim. I have no problem with the attempt. I have no problem with any aspect of this play except for the finish. 99 times out of 100, guys, I think Jaylen Brown makes that shot. Just couldn't finish it off that one.
All right, man, let's step back. We've said they're finally healthy. This feels like a really important 2-week stretch, but already out of the gates. And I understand there's circumstances like Jason Tatum coming back from the COVID battle and all that, but how should I feel about this team after they let another one slip away after tonight?
Yeah, I think there are some reasons to be optimistic. Jaylen Brown continues to play like an all-star. And I know that we've gotten kind of used to performances, great performances from guys coming out of health and safety protocols. But you got to give Jason Tatum a little bit of time to reacclimate himself, get his wind back, reintegrate with this team. I think what bothered me in addition to the lack of ball movement was they just didn't seem as locked in defensively as I've seen this team in different games. The Spurs weren't running anything all that creative, especially in the second half. A lot of high pick and rolls. The Celtics just seemed to really struggle with it and couldn't figure out what to do with those mismatches on DeJounte Murray. So this isn't one of those games where it's like the sky is falling. We've got to figure something out. They've got to clean some things up, especially defensively. I think they'll be okay moving forward.
Ime, you more than most know what you're getting into in a battle with the Spurs. This game was tight. It was close all night long, intense. What went through your mind on that final play?
You know, we had 2 good defensive stops there. I almost got 2 5-second calls and obviously got the steal there. And you just got to convert it. It's as good as we can ask for, obviously, a steal. And a fast break layup, just obviously missed that. But we had several opportunities before that throughout the fourth quarter to tie it, take a lead, and felt like we got into a little isolation heavy at times and never took advantage of the opportunities when we defended well in the second half.
What were you saying to them inside the huddles to try and pull them out? Because twice they came out, increased the defensive intensity, and then also made adjustments on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, our back is against the wall at that point. We need to get a steal, tie them up, or, get a turnover and really race it down court with that 5 seconds. So our intensity was good on those plays, but we have to muster up that same energy, intensity, similar to what we saw last game against Orlando. Not when we get down. It has to be from the start.
Did you say anything to Jaylen? I mean, that's a shot he makes more often than not.
No, there's nothing to say on that. And like I said, you look at the last shot, and I would have tied it up, obviously, but, it doesn't come down to last possession. It's throughout the game, throughout the second half, where we got a little stagnant offensively when we started to defend the way we're capable of. And so you have opportunities throughout the game. Everybody's going to look at that last shot, but there were plenty of opportunities to take advantage of in the third and fourth quarter.
Ime, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Ime Udoka talking about that miss from Jaylen Brown at the end of this game. But he made a really good point. He said that it's not just that one possession, it's all throughout the game. Just how true is that looking at how this all played out tonight?
Yeah, and look, we get this, right? Like, you don't lose a game on the final possession. It's unfortunate the way that Jaylen Brown has played the last couple of games that this will be the highlight that gets played over and over again, and rightfully so. Like, it's a crazy way to lose at the end of the game, but it's all the stagnation of the offense throughout the fourth quarter, throughout the second half. Why this team falls into these traps at times is beyond me, and I get it. Some of it is Jason Tatum's back, and you're trying to get him going, so you're naturally moving the ball to him and letting him try to go. And Schroeder plays isolation a lot, so you normally fall into those traps. But when you see it working in the first half, and when you see how much easier and better the shots are, the shot quality is when you're moving the ball, I don't understand how you continually fall back into that trap. And even when they were scoring, it felt like they were just trading baskets with the Spurs, and you weren't making any headway, and you weren't getting any closer. And so, look, this team just has to be more aware in those situations, and don't let it get down to that final possession is ultimately what Ime is probably screaming in his mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring in Kendrick Perkins right now. And Perk, you saw that last possession, and it's going to be played over and over again because Jaylen Brown would typically make that shot. Your takeaway from that final play?
Well, I mean, he would like to have that back, but we always look at what happens in the fourth quarter of a close game or what happens in the last seconds or the last minute. But we forget about what happened in the first, second, and third quarter that could possibly cause you to lose by 2 points. And it's a turnover here or a bad shot here early in the game or a missed assignment on the defensive end, and it comes back to haunt you. I remember when I played with Doc Rivers, he always used to say, hey, look, don't do certain things in the first, second, and third quarter, and then we try to make it up in the fourth or blame it on the last possession shot. We got to take care of the early mistakes and the early things that we do in those quarters before the fourth or the last minute. That sometimes, majority of the time, is what decides the game.
And we could see that Jaylen Brown was frustrated out there after missing that shot, and rightfully so. Perk, how does that maybe impact the confidence of a player like Jaylen Brown not being able to tie this game up in the fourth quarter when it really mattered?
Anybody else, I would be worried, but not Jaylen Brown. His maturity level is just on a whole nother level itself. But, this is why you get paid the big bucks. And he's not the first guy of this caliber to miss a shot like this. Just think about it. If he wouldn't have got the steal, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to even make the shot. So you got to applaud the hustle. And I don't want this missed layup to hinder what Jaylen Brown actually brought to the game tonight. I thought he was awesome all across the board. And, things happen.
Yeah, and I think that if I am going to cling to a silver lining, it's going to be Jaylen and his progress the last couple of games now, even with Tatum back, still being aggressive, shoots a great percentage, 12 of 25 from the floor, 6 rebounds. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is that assist number go up. I hate that we say this after every time he has a low assist in the game. We say, let's check the potential assists afterward. It feels like the Celtics did leave some shots out there. But I do need to see, it's just too bad that Jaylen has nights like this and it gets spoiled by the last possession. As Perk said, he made the play just to give yourself a chance. But, a team, if there was one team in the league that kind of needed a role like that in the fourth quarter in a clutch time situation, it was the Celtics, and they just haven't gotten them to go that way. Now, it wasn't their worst loss of the season. Like, you can go back to the Minnesota game and all that.
I'm about to say the Timberwolves.
I mean, there's been some bad losses, but this one feels like the most gut-punching of all, just because of the sequence and the way that just a little different roll off that hoop, and we're talking here a whole lot different about this homestand.